I'd like to see some answers as to why this happened. Steps are taken for the future.
From sports heroes to off-field villains, many well-known athletes have been involved in scandals that have damaged their reputations.
I had failed a drug test at the Australian Open. I take full responsibility for it.
How did they transition from being famous to being infamous? Could it have been anger, betrayal, or something even more sinister? What occurred when their hidden truths were revealed? Stick around as we unveil the top 18 athletes involved in the biggest scandals in history. Number 18, Maria Sharapova. For hardcore fans of tennis, the rise of Maria Sharapova in the late 2000s was something special to watch. Mainly because she came up in the middle of Serena Williams' domination of tennis, and fans felt Sharapova was going to be the one to end Serena's dominance. Little did they know what was in store for their shiny new toy. Maria Sharapova went on to win 5 Grand Slam titles and was a fierce rival to Serena Williams until her big scandal in March 2016. That month, it was announced that Sharapova had tested positive for meldonium, a substance that had been banned by the World Anti-Doping Agency. It is also important to note that she was the first premier tennis player to fail a doping test. The drug, originally developed to treat heart conditions, was used by Sharapova for a decade to address health issues, including magnesium deficiency and other concerns. She had been taking it under a doctor's prescription, unaware that it had been placed on the banned list. Sharapova claimed she had missed the announcement of the ban due to her busy schedule and personal challenges. The revelation led to a major fallout. The International Tennis Federation imposed a 2-year suspension on Sharapova, which was later reduced to 15 months upon appeal. This suspension not only affected her career, but also her public image. In 2017, Sharapova returned to the tennis court after her suspension was lifted, but she never returned to her best. Plus, there were some tennis players who believed her ban was not heavy enough. And 3 years later, she retired from professional tennis. It raised questions about the responsibility of athletes to be aware of the substances they are taking and the consequences of doping. It also highlighted the challenges faced by athletes who are trying to balance their careers with their personal lives. Number 17, Tiger Woods. This is arguably the biggest sports scandal of all time. It all began on November 27, 2009, when Woods was involved in a car accident outside his Florida home. As investigations were being made into the accident, soon allegations of Woods' infidelity followed. Not long after, the National Enquirer published a story claiming Woods had an affair with a woman named Rachel Uchitel, a New York City nightclub manager. Woods initially denied the allegations, but as more women came forward, he eventually admitted to infidelity. Over the next few weeks, numerous women claimed to have had affairs with Woods, including Jaime Grubbs, Kalika Mokin, and Corey Rist. The scandal led to a media firestorm, with Woods' face plastered on tabloids and news outlets worldwide. Woods' sponsors began to distance themselves from him, with Accenture, AT&T, and Gatorade dropping him as an endorser. His reputation was severely damaged, and he took a break from golf to focus on his personal life. The scandal led to Woods' divorce from his wife, Elin Nordegren, in 2010. The couple had 2 children together, and the divorce was reportedly settled for over $100 million. Woods' golf game also suffered during this period. He struggled to regain his form and faced intense media scrutiny. However, he has since made a remarkable comeback, winning several tournaments, including the 2019 Masters. Number 16, O.J. Simpson. Orenthal James Simpson, the former National Football League star and actor, was once a beloved figure in American sports and entertainment. However, his life took a dramatic turn in 1994 when he was accused of murdering his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend, Ronald Lyle Goldman. The highly publicized trial, dubbed the Trial of the Century, captivated the nation with its dramatic twists and turns. Simpson's legal team, led by Robert Shapiro and Robert Kardashian, argued that the evidence against him was circumstantial and that the Los Angeles Police Department had mishandled key evidence. In a shocking verdict, Simpson was declared not guilty of the murders, leading to widespread outrage and disbelief. Many believed that justice had not been served, and this sparked a national conversation about racial tensions, police corruption, and the flaws in the judicial system. However, in 1997, Simpson was found liable for the murders in a civil trial and was ordered to pay $33,500,000 in damages to the victims' families. In 2007, he was arrested and convicted of armed robbery and kidnapping, for which he served 9 years in prison. Today, Simpson's legacy is complex. While he remains a fascinating figure, his name is forever linked to the tragic events of 1994. Number 15, Reggie Bush. The story of Reggie Bush is a scandal that left many spectators wondering if his offense was truly worthy of the punishment he got. Bush was a former USC running back, found himself at the center of a major controversy in 2006. The NCAA launched an investigation into allegations that Bush and his family had received improper benefits while he was still in college. The investigation revealed that Bush and his family had received cash payments, a loan, and a luxury vehicle in exchange for his commitment to the USC. These benefits were deemed violations of NCAA rules, and the university was forced to vacate its 2005 national championship title. Bush, who had won the Heisman Trophy that same year, was also stripped of the award. The decision to vacate the championship and strip Bush of the Heisman Trophy was met with both support and criticism. Some argued that Bush should be held accountable for his actions, while others defended him, claiming that he was not aware of the NCAA rules violations. Despite the controversy, Bush went on to have a successful career in the NFL, playing for teams like the New Orleans Saints and the Miami Dolphins. And in 2024, his Heisman Trophy was reinstated by that NCAA after a recent investigation. However, scandal will always be a part of his legacy. Number 14, Diego Maradona. When it comes to football legends, few names spark as much debate and passion as Diego Maradona. With a career marked by incredible highs and controversial lows, Maradona's impact on the sport is still felt today. The man was a genius on the pitch. He led Argentina to World Cup victory in 1986, and who can forget those two iconic goals against England? The infamous Hand of God and the incredible Goal of the Century showcased his creativity, skill, and passion for the game. But Maradona's personal life was a different story. He struggled with addiction, health issues, and controversies galore. The peak of his controversies came in the 1994 World Cup. He was sent home after testing positive for ephedrine. This would mark the end of his international career with the Argentine national team. Despite all his flaws, Maradona remains a beloved figure in Argentina and a symbol of Argentine pride. His legacy extends far beyond his playing career, inspiring generations of footballers and fans worldwide. Love him or hate him, Diego Maradona's impact on football is undeniable. What's fascinating is how Maradona's impact on the sport goes beyond his playing career. He inspired a generation of players with his unique style and creativity on the pitch. His passion and dedication to the sport are still celebrated by fans worldwide. Number 13, Tanya Harding. This former American figure skater had a promising career which was overshadowed by a major scandal in the 1990s. Tanya was born in 1970 and gained recognition for her athleticism. She was also known for her remarkable performances, including being the first American woman to land a triple axel in competition. However, her career took a dramatic turn due to a controversy that rocked the figure skating world. In January 1994, just before the Winter Olympics, Harding's rival, Nancy Kerrigan, was attacked in a knee-whacking assault at the U.S. Figure Skating Championships. The attack was orchestrated by Harding's ex-husband, Jeff Gillooly, and his associates. The aim was to injure Kerrigan and prevent her from competing, thereby increasing Harding's chances of winning. The plan worked initially as Harding won gold at the Women's Championship in January 1994. However, her joy was short-lived. The attack on Kerrigan was widely publicized as many considered her the favorite to win, and this led to an intense media frenzy. a frenzy that intensified when the identity of the perpetrators was revealed. And you can imagine what happened when it was revealed that Harding had prior knowledge of the plot, although she denied being directly involved. The ensuing investigation revealed that Harding had not only been aware of the attack, but also tried to cover it up. In March 1994, Harding pleaded guilty to conspiring to hinder the prosecution and was sentenced to probation, community service, and a fine. As a result, Harding was stripped of her 1994 U.S. Figure Skating Championship title and faced a lifetime ban from the U.S. Figure Skating Association. Her skating career never recovered, and the incident cast a long shadow over her life. Despite her past achievements, the scandal defined her legacy, making her a controversial figure in sports history. Number 12. Pete Rose. The world of baseball is full of legendary players, but few have sparked as much debate as Pete Rose. His on-field achievements are undeniably impressive, but his off-field controversies have left a bitter taste in the mouths of everyone involved in the sport. Let's face it, Rose's playing career was nothing short of phenomenal. He was a force to be reckoned with on the field, earning him the nickname Charlie Hustle. With a record-breaking 4,256 hits, 3 World Series rings, and 3 World Series MVP awards, Rose's on-field accomplishments are a testament to his dedication and passion for the game. However, his off-field issues led to his downfall. The betting scandal that emerged in 1989 changed everything. Rose was accused of betting on baseball games, including those involving his own team. He initially denied it, but later came clean in his autobiography. The damage was done, though. He was banned from baseball for life. Now, Rose's legacy is complicated. Some still see him as a baseball great, while others view him as a cautionary tale about the dangers of gambling in sports. He has tried to make amends and even applied for reinstatement, but so far, no luck. His ban from baseball has prevented him from being eligible for the National Baseball Hall of Fame, an honor many believe he deserves. Number 11. Aaron Hernandez. The story of Aaron Hernandez is one of the most shocking and tragic tales in recent sports history. A talented young football player with a promising career ahead of him, Hernandez's life took a devastating turn that would ultimately lead to his downfall. Let's start with the football side of things. Hernandez was a star tight end for the New England Patriots, earning a Super Bowl ring and a whopping $40 million contract extension. He was living the dream, right? But behind the scenes, Hernandez was struggling. He had mental health issues, substance abuse problems, and a pretty rough past. Unfortunately, Hernandez lost these battles, and this led him down a very dark path. Fast forward to 2013, when Hernandez's world really comes crashing down. He was arrested and charged with the murder of Odin Lloyd, a semi-pro football player. The trial reveals shocking information, including Hernandez's involvement in a double homicide. As the truth comes out, Hernandez's loved ones and fans are left trying to make sense of it all. How did he go from NFL star to convicted murderer? In 2015, Hernandez gets convicted of first-degree murder and is sentenced to life in prison without parole. 3 years later, he takes his own life in his prison cell. So many unanswered questions, so many what-ifs. Number 10. Adrian Peterson. Regarded as one of the greatest running backs in National Football League history, Peterson has had a career marked by incredible highs and devastating lows. From his early days as a dominant force on the field, to his later years marred by controversy and personal struggles, his story is fascinating and sometimes scary. Let us find out why. On the field, Peterson was a force to be reckoned with. He earned numerous accolades, including the National Football League Most Valuable Player Award in 2012, and was named to 7 National Football League Pro Bowls. His impressive career was marked by incredible speed, power, and endurance, earning him the nickname All Day. He was the epitome of a workhorse running back, with a rare combination of size, strength, and agility that made him nearly unstoppable. But off the field, Peterson faced numerous challenges. In 2014, he was arrested on charges of child abuse after disciplining his 4-year-old son with a belt, which left the boy with cuts and bruises, leading to a lengthy suspension and a tumultuous period in his personal life. He also faced criticism for his handling of the situation and his initial response to the allegations. The incident was so big, it forced Americans to really consider what was the appropriate punishment for incidents such as this. While this was happening, many were calling for Peterson to be banned from the National Football League. Despite these challenges, Peterson continued to play at a high level, earning respect from fans and peers alike for his resilience and dedication to the sport. However, his career was also marked by injuries and controversies, including a suspension for violating the National Football League's substance abuse policy. Through it all, Peterson remained a beloved figure in the National Football League, with a legacy that extends beyond his impressive statistics and accolades. Number 9. Oscar Pistorius. Fans of sports in the early 2010s remember the tragic tale of Oscar Pistorius. He was a world-class athlete, a Paralympic champion, and an Olympic competitor. He defied the odds, becoming the first athlete with a prosthetic limb to participate in the able-bodied Olympics. People called him the Blade Runner due to his prosthetic legs. Pistorius's athletic career was nothing short of remarkable. He won numerous Paralympic gold medals and set multiple world records in the 100-meter and 200-meter sprint events. He was a symbol of hope and determination, showing the world that anything is possible with hard work and dedication. But then, tragedy struck. On Valentine's Day in 2013, Pistorius shot and killed his girlfriend, Riva Steenkamp, in his own home. He claimed he thought she was an intruder, but the prosecution saw it differently. After a dramatic trial, Pistorius was found guilty of homicide and sentenced to 5 years in prison. But that wasn't the end of it. In 2015, his conviction was upgraded to murder, and his sentence was increased to 13 years and 5 months. Pistorius has always maintained his innocence, but the damage was done. His athletic legacy, once inspiring and uplifting, was now tainted by tragedy. Number 8. Eric Cantona. There aren't many footballers as talented as Eric Cantona. At the same time, not many were as controversial. The Frenchman's career was filled with many infamous moments, but one incident stands out amongst the rest. During a football game for Manchester United against Crystal Palace, Cantona was shown a red card for a foul, which was not unusual for him. But that was not going to be his last major incident in that game. You see, as Cantona was walking off the pitch after his sending off, a Crystal Palace fan taunted that Frenchman, a gesture which Cantona did not take lightly. In a split second, Cantona kicked the fan in that chest kung fu style. The kick was captured on camera, and the public went into a frenzy. The outrage got louder when Cantona was asked about the kick. The public and the media expected him to be apologetic about it, but apparently, they did not know Cantona well enough. Cantona was proud of that kick and said he would do it again if put in a similar position. He was subsequently banned for 8 games and fined £200,000. However, the public outrage did not last very long. Cantona's return to football was met with a lot of cheers and enthusiasm. From that point, the fans cherished his outspoken personality, even when it came at the cost of the team. Cantona went on to win multiple titles with Manchester United, but the kick has still not been forgotten to this day. It remains as one big stain on his illustrious career. Number 7. Dora Reichen. The controversy surrounding Dora Reichen is one that is not very common in sports, which is why her story still remains one of the most intriguing controversies in sports history. Born in 1918, Reichen competed in the 1936 Berlin Olympics as a high jumper and sprinter, and won gold in that high jump event. Unfortunately, the sweet taste of victory would not linger for very long, as her secret was revealed to the world. 2 years after her Olympic victory, it was discovered that Reichen had lied about her gender and was a man, not a woman, as previously thought. The details surrounding this are somewhat murky, but it's clear that Reichen was born as Hermann Reichen and later began living as Dora Reichen. The gender tests of the time were not as advanced as today's standards, which led to more confusion. Another reason why Reichen's case was sensational was because it occurred during a time when gender verification in sports was becoming more scrutinized. The International Association of Athletics Federations and other organizations had begun to implement gender tests to ensure fair competition, especially in women's events. Reichen's scandal highlighted the limitations and ethical issues of these tests. After the scandal, Reichen disappeared from the public eye and lived a relatively quiet life, and later revealed that he had been forced to compete as a woman by the Nazi government in order to promote their ideology of Aryan superiority. The episode reflects broader themes of gender identity and the pressures of competitive sports. It also underscores how social and scientific understandings of gender have evolved over time. Today, gender verification in sports is approached with more sensitivity and sophistication, reflecting advancements in both medical science and social awareness. Number 6. Lance Armstrong. Born on September 18, 1971 in Plano, Texas, Armstrong began competing in triathlons at a young age and eventually focused on cycling. He turned pro in 1992 and won several races before being diagnosed with testicular cancer in 1996. Armstrong's cancer diagnosis and subsequent recovery were widely reported, and he became an inspiration to many. This would not be the only major setback in his career. Armstrong recovered from cancer and returned to cycling, winning the Tour de France in 1999. He went on to win 6 more tours, setting a record for consecutive wins. His success was attributed to his intense training, dedication, and charismatic leadership. However, rumors of doping began to circulate, and Armstrong faced allegations of using performance-enhancing drugs. Despite the allegations, Armstrong consistently denied doping, and his team, United States Postal Service, supported him. However, in 2012, the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency charged Armstrong with doping, citing evidence from former teammates and a blood test. The evidence was overwhelming, and in 2013, Armstrong finally confessed to doping in an interview with Oprah Winfrey. Armstrong admitted to using performance-enhancing drugs during his Tour de France wins. He also acknowledged that he had bullied and intimidated teammates to keep the doping secret. As a result of his confession, Armstrong was stripped of his 7 Tour de France titles, received a lifetime ban from professional cycling, and lost endorsement deals, facing significant financial losses. Since his downfall, Armstrong has become a podcaster and entrepreneur. He hosts the popular podcast, The Forward Podcast, and has invested in various businesses. Armstrong has also spoken publicly about his mistakes and has expressed regret for his actions. Armstrong's legacy is complex. He inspired millions with his cancer comeback and cycling achievements. However, his doping scandal tarnished his reputation and led to a re-evaluation of his accomplishments. Before we go on, here is our subscribers' pick for today. As we talk about the top 18 athletes involved in the biggest scandals, it's important to note that not all scandals involve famous athletes. For instance, we have these cheerleaders for the University of South Carolina. The combination of their routine and their outfit made for a rather scandalous incident just before the game between the USC and Arizona kicked off in 2017. What would you have done to prevent this accident from happening and leaving these young girls embarrassed? Let us know in the comments. Number 5. Tyson Fury. Boxing's most polarizing figure, Tyson Fury, has been making waves in the sport for over a decade. With a career marked by stunning victories, personal struggles, and a healthy dose of controversy, Fury's life has been a roller coaster ride of epic proportions. Most athletes have one major incident that dents their career, but with Fury, he had a lot of small controversies that slowed what was arguably the greatest British boxer of all time. First of all, his rise to fame was pretty meteoric. He won the British heavyweight title in 2011 and then went on to become the world champion by defeating Wladimir Klitschko in 2015. That was a huge deal, and it showed just how skilled and determined Fury is. He's got a unique style, to say the least, unorthodox, unpredictable, and always entertaining. But Fury's personal life has been a different story. He's struggled with mental health issues, addiction, and controversy. He's been open about his struggles with depression and anxiety, which is pretty admirable. But that does not stop him from suffering the consequences of his actions. For instance, he had to forfeit his WBA, WBO, and IBO titles for various reasons, including not being in the right mental health and failing doping tests. As Fury continues to navigate the ups and downs of his career and personal life, one thing's certain: he'll always be a force to be reckoned with. With his unwavering confidence, unapologetic attitude, and undeniable talent, Fury will undoubtedly leave a lasting legacy in the world of boxing. Number 4. Rosie Ruiz. Unlike the others on this list, Rosie Ruiz was not known until her big incident. She was a relatively unknown runner who became a household name in 1980 when she won the Boston Marathon. However, her victory was quickly overshadowed by allegations of cheating. Witnesses claimed they saw Ruiz hopping over a fence near the finish line, suggesting that she had not run the entire race. Additionally, her time was unusually fast, and she appeared to be exhausted upon crossing the finish line. Despite the mounting evidence against her, Ruiz initially denied cheating. However, she was eventually stripped of her title after an investigation confirmed that she had indeed taken a shortcut. The Boston Marathon organizers later disqualified her from all future races. Number 3. Danny Almonte. The sad story of a talented young Dominican Republic baseball player. At just 12 years old, Almonte was dominating the competition with his powerful fastball and pinpoint control. However, his remarkable performance was soon overshadowed by a shocking revelation. It was discovered that Almonte was actually 14 years old, not 12 as he had claimed. The revelation sparked a major controversy, as Little League Baseball has strict age limits for its players. The age discrepancy was discovered when it was revealed that Almonte had been using a false birth certificate to play in the Little League tournament. This revelation came from the fact that he had participated in Little League tournaments in the Dominican Republic, where age records were reportedly inconsistent. Almonte's team was disqualified from the World Series, and he was banned from playing Little League Baseball for 1 year. In recent years, Almonte has spoken publicly about his experiences, discussing the pressures he faced as a young athlete and the lessons he learned from the scandal. He has also been involved in efforts to promote youth sports and encourage young athletes to play fair and follow the rules. While the controversy put a spotlight on the need for more rigorous age verification in youth sports, it also served as a harsh reminder of how off-field issues can overshadow athletic accomplishments. Number 2. Nelson Piquet Jr. The son of legendary Formula One driver Nelson Piquet made a name for himself in the sport in the early 2000s. However, his career was marred by a controversial incident during the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix. During the race, Piquet intentionally crashed his car into a wall, triggering a safety car period. This benefited his teammate, Fernando Alonso, who went on to win the race. The crash was initially attributed to a mechanical failure, but suspicions arose when Piquet's father hinted at a conspiracy involving the team and Alonso. An investigation was launched, and Piquet eventually admitted that he had crashed the car on purpose at the request of his team. The revelation led to a major scandal in Formula One, with several team members implicated in the plot. Piquet was subsequently fired from the team and received a lifetime ban from Formula One. The incident tarnished his reputation and damaged the credibility of the sport. However, Piquet has since returned to racing in other series, attempting to rebuild his career. Number 1. Ben Johnson. Let's take a step back to the late 1980s when Ben Johnson was on top of the world. He was the golden boy of Canadian athletics, winning gold medals and setting world records with ease. His crowning moment came at the 1988 Seoul Olympics, where he won the 100-meter gold medal in a blistering 9.78 seconds. But just 3 days later, the bubble burst. Johnson tested positive for the anabolic steroid stanozolol, and his world came crashing down. He was stripped of his gold medal and world record and banned from competition for 2 years. The scandal sent shockwaves through the athletics community, and Canadian fans were left hurt. Johnson's initial denial of any wrongdoing only added fuel to the fire, with claims of sabotage and conspiracy theories doing the rounds. However, he eventually came clean, admitting to using steroids due to pressure to perform and a lack of knowledge about the dangers of doping. Once hailed as the fastest man in the world, Johnson's career was left in tatters after a doping scandal that shocked the globe. Despite his efforts at a comeback, Johnson failed to reach the top of athletics. Fortunately for him, he found a career as a trainer and has trained some notable athletes, including football star Diego Maradona. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.